The Black Dahlia, a Hollywood tragedy. In January of 1947, the body of 22-year-old Elizabeth Short, also known as the Black Dahlia, was found in a vacant lot in Los Angeles. Short had been brutally murdered. Her body was cut in half at the waist, and her face was mutilated with a deep, jagged gash from the corners of her mouth to her ears. The discovery of Short's body shocked and horrified the city of Los Angeles, and the investigation into her murder became one of the most sensationalized and infamous cases in American history. The case remains unsolved to this day. Elizabeth Short was born on July 29, 1924, in Boston, Massachusetts. Her parents, Cleo and Phoebe Short, had 5 daughters, and Elizabeth was the third. In 1927, her father built a miniature golf course in nearby Medford, which became a popular attraction for locals and tourists. However, the stock market crash of 1920 and 1940, Elizabeth moved to California to be with her father, who had relocated to Los Angeles to work as a developer. Elizabeth dreamed of becoming an actress and hoped to make it big in Hollywood. However, her acting career never took off, and she struggled to make ends meet. On January 9, 1947, Elizabeth was seen at the Biltmore Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. She was reportedly there to meet a man who had promised to introduce her to a movie producer. Witnesses described seeing her at the hotel bar, and some claimed to have seen her with a man who was wearing a zoot suit. The next day, January 10th, Elizabeth's body was found in a vacant lot in Leimert Park. She had been left there in 2 pieces, with her torso and lower half severed at the waist. Her intestines had been pulled out and arranged neatly beside her body. Her face had been cut from the corners of her mouth to her ears, creating a grotesque smile. The murder was so brutal and disturbing. The investigation into Elizabeth's murder was one of the largest and most complex in the history of the Los Angeles Police Department. The LAPD received hundreds of tips and interviewed thousands of people, including friends, family, acquaintances, and suspects. However, despite their efforts, the case remained unsolved. One of the suspects in the Black Dahlia murder was a man named George Hodel. Hodel was a wealthy doctor and socialite who had connections to Hollywood and the Los Angeles elite. He was known for his eccentric behavior and was rumored to have been involved in numerous criminal activities. In the 1990s, Hodel's son, Steve Hodel, began investigating his father's past and uncovered evidence that suggested that he was the Black Dahlia killer. Steve claimed that his father had confessed to the crime in a taped conversation in the 1950s. He also found evidence that linked his father to other unsolved murders in the Los Angeles area. However, despite Steve's claims, no conclusive evidence has ever been found to link George Hodel to Elizabeth's murder, and the case remains officially unsolved. The Black Dahlia murder has inspired countless books, movies, and TV shows, and Elizabeth Short's story continues to fascinate and haunt people to this day. Her tragic death has become an icon of Hollywood's dark side, and the mystery surrounding her murder has made her one of the most infamous unsolved cases in history.